Welcome to my cake kitchen. If you're here with me, thank you. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm Gladys. I love baking, and over here I make simple, informative tutorials to help you navigate baking and decorating easily. So if you see me for the first time, hey, hi, great to have you. We are going to be making some vanilla cupcakes for a school, what is it called? Bake sale, a school bake sale. It's my hello, good people. Hello. I've had an eventful day. It's been incredibly busy. So for those of you who care, I'm all right. If you see my face has been oily, it means I've been back and forth. We are making some cupcakes for a school bake sale. I am hoping I can squeeze in a cake. I don't know yet. Right now, I have such limited time to execute these cupcakes. It's for my son's school. So I've been battling with indecision about these cupcakes. I'll tell you why. You see this? When I tell you, look, if you're seeing this video or if you're in the chat and you feel like me, please don't leave me out on this island for me to feel alone. I'm going to try and do the thing I'm not good at. I could either talk or I could just get on the task. I can't execute both, but time is really important. So I'm going to just try and prod on whilst I tell you what my issue is right now. And by the way, if you're talking to me in the chat, I can't hear you, I can't see you, I can't do, I'm just about surviving on doing two things, which is talking and doing that. I can't do this. But if you have something to say to me, let's get to you when the cupcakes go in, and then you can talk to me in the chat and I'll respond to you. Do we have a deal? That said, back to what I was saying. When I tell you I love cakes to the point where my brain just gets super excited. My son's school only sent an email yesterday, and it was a personal email from the head teacher. That's wink saying, we want your cakes for delivery. Don't tell them, right? Because normally if you have children in school, you get all these emails. Except I got one in my personal email that said, oh, actually, just in case, because sometimes I'm going on a tangent. So I'm the parent who will catch up on the email another time. Those of you who know me, you know me. Like, I'm not great with those things, right? So I think they sent me an exclusive email just to give me the heads up, just so that I don't claim I forgot. Not that I would, okay? So when I received the email, I received it yesterday, and I have quite a bit of things to do. Did I say I was doing both? Yep. Anyway, I had quite a bit of things to do, and I'm like, oh, and today was already like busy for me. So I'm like, okay, what can I donate? Guess what? I decided that I was going to make my life a little bit harder by thinking about one of the recipes that I love. It's simple, but it requires a few moving parts. We're talking a lemon crumble cake, as in a lemon crumble slice, if you like. So it's a cake that I was going to bake and then cut it into slices, just so that the parent, I mean, the annoying thing about a bake sale is maybe I am snobby, or maybe because I have the privilege of being a baker. Bake sales and community fundraising projects that has like the cakes, it has always been one of the things that's like, can you make an effort and bring us some good cake? Because just because we're raising funds for cake, just because we're raising funds for a cause, doesn't mean we should have dry box standard cakes. Am I on my own? So I kind of just got super excited and thought, I'm gonna try and make them a few different cakes. Now hear me. All these things I'm thinking about, I know I don't have time. So you know what? I've spent time lining that and doing everything else, and then I've just realized I ain't got time. So we're gonna make some cupcakes, and that's what they will have. And then if I have time I can put something in like a cake. But either way, the cupcake cases are lined. We are starting with some vanilla cupcakes. So let's start with preheating. Oh, let me just make sure there's nothing in the oven. Okay. Okay, let me just we're preheating the oven, and then we have the cupcakes, that trays that are lined. Oh, anyway, welcome all you lovelies. Great to have you always. Look, you were catching me raw in the kitchen because I thought if I have to kind of get organized, this live might not get to you because my day has been so busy and I've had moving parts to it. So you were literally with me in the kitchen whilst I try to organize and get this out. Right now my focus is getting the tasks done rather than keeping everything like in order. So it happens. So let's get to it. The bowls are to the left over there. And I don't think I even have the liquid ingredients here at my table yet. Crazy. First of all, we're starting with 325 grams of my favorite baking spread. Let's start with that. If you see me turning around, it's because I'm thinking about something I need around me that I don't have. Okay, 325 grams. Ooh, that's exact. I have 323. Look, I'm not going to be pedantic about it. There you go. And by the way, whilst we're on the subject, have I told you, you know that American buttercream with the hot water, people? It is actually a thing. Go try it. Denai, if you're looking for buttercream, I know Denai, you've gone and you've tried your Italian buttercream and all of those stuff. I am a buttercream snob, but I have fallen in love with this buttercream. I have made a bit of adaptations to it though. If you want, I'll tell you all about it when my tasks are done. Easy. Because the thing is not like the process and the long-windedness of trying to get to a great buttercream is not a bad thing. But for me, I don't care what the process is. If the mouthfeel is great and it can adapt and it doesn't give me problems in terms of what I need it to do, that's my favorite buttercream. So this season right here, me and Swiss Miran buttercream, we have taken a break and I'm out here cheating with American buttercream with using the hot water. Okay, people? It's amazing. That's where I am at. Of course, if I was making, I won't say if I was making a wedding, look, if I was making a cake that I think this buttercream will pair well, I will still be in it. So people, I have made that buttercream. It's the original is by LC something bakes, her recipe, and she gives it out for free. It is such a viral, but we're back to pouring vanilla with a lot of love. This shit is not cheap, but hey, whatever. I'm gonna just let this cream to the side here. You've seen me make this time and time and again, so there's no need bringing it here because I need to tidy up whilst I organize the rest of the ingredients and then we'll get to it. Okay, as always, we're gonna let that cream for 4 to 6 minutes. Buttercream flowers. Let me talk to you about that in a moment when I am finished organized because there's context to it. Yeah, so let me just finish and we can talk about it, Dolly. What was I think yesterday or today I was thinking about you, Dolly, simply because you said you had changed jobs or you were changing jobs. So I wondered if that had affected your ability to show up here as often, because I know you used to show up here during your breaks when you were at the dental practice. How are you? Good to have you back, and good to see you as always. Let's let this cream. Right. Let me go and get some eggs. eggs. I've got the eggs. What do I need? I'm not going to get the buttermilk. I'm just going to get milk, and then I'll add vinegar. That's what we're doing. That's why you need an adaptable recipe, because if you have a recipe that really is so like specific, you will suffer, and you know your girl here doesn't want to suffer. So I have milk, and I'm going to add vinegar in it, and it will work still. There you go. We are making it work. And then we need self-raising flour, only 100 grams, and the rest is plain flour. Okay. We want 450 grams here. Point of correction, we need 450 grams in total, but there's 100 grams of self-raising flour and then 350 grams of plain flour. That is the balance I need. Salt. There you go. And so this is what I mix all this together. Okay. Right, now let's go and crack the eggs. If I missed anything specific in the chat, I promise I might be back on a live on the weekend just for a chat or like a bake and chat session. And what I'll do is I'll combine all the conversations that I've missed, and then I'll talk to you about it. So bear with me. Right now, I just have to prioritize and get the task done, because I have to get these cupcakes, get gluten-free cupcakes, chocolate cupcakes if you like. There's quite a bit to do, so I am so sorry. My attention is limited. Okay. Okay, I can just about bring the this forward now, but where is the plug? Okay, right. Okay, let it cream. Whew. We'll let it mix in slowly whilst I continue to tidy up my environment. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is we're done here. Right, there you go. So we have 24 of these. And then this will go here. And I have another 12 of those in them. The good thing is that once I tidied up my kitchen and made sure I got it super organized, it is functional to the point where I can move things around and organize things as I go. In the past, this would have been a task, and I mean, there you go. There we go. This goes back in here. Okay, somehow I feel like I can do both. My confidence is kind of feeling like, okay girl, you've got this, don't you worry. Look, the plan I had to ditch it completely. I wanted to make a Victoria sponge, because I'm like, a bake sale without a good Victoria sponge, but it's like, for all the effort to bake a Victoria sponge that will sell like £2 a slice, I might as well bake a cupcake. They will sell more, and then they will make more money. That's the whole point. But okay, there you go. It's going slowly, and then we are getting this in. Okay. Milk and vinegar. Okay, there you have it. There you go. Okay. Right, good people. There's 12 of us in the chat. Glad, be careful. If you haven't interacted in any way by liking the content, I'm just saying, I am asking you. Okay, please. But otherwise, our cupcake batter It's just about done. We're going to get it in. Look at how quickly it makes though. I can never ever tire of adaptable recipes. Like, look at how quickly this whips together, even with all the shenanigans surrounding it. Can't go wrong with a recipe that you can shift, you can shape shift your way out of. Okay, just try to get this mixed. Now we're done. Okay, there's water, some hot water here. Let's get the cupcake trays back. And then once we're done, I'll talk to you about the cupcakes. Okay, there you go. Hot water. Remember, the cupcake is not like filled full, the butter. It's almost like 2/3, because this is full, a full scoop. But I try to get it just on the side. But if you get it a full scoop, it doesn't matter. As long as it's flattened at the top, you are not overfilling, because this is too full. Okay, let's get to it. Because I'm thinking if I spread this over a 9-inch, they're going to get 18 slices. That is if they are really careful. But if they cut it like coffee shop slices, they're going to get about 12 to 15 slices, and they're still going to sell it for, say, £2, because this is a charity bake sale for my son's school. So I am donating these cupcakes to them. So if I made a whole cake takes more effort and time, but they also don't sell for much because they want to make the bake sale affordable for parents and the children, if you like. So it's just not worth the effort making a cake. So in the past, I've made them a cake and it has sold well. They've priced it like £3, but for all the effort, it's not enough money for them. This is for the same amount of butter, we're making 24 cupcakes. If they sold each cupcake for £2, that is £48, and I'm donating these and a chocolate. So that will be about £100 towards their cause, which is great. But for a cake and all the effort, is just not worth it. That's just my little take on it, but it's neither here nor there. So cupcakes full. We even have some leftover butter. Right, let's put some water at the base of the tray. The water will do us some good. What am I looking for? Okay, now I think I have been too, I think I'm looking at the cupcakes and I feel like, oh God, they could do with a bit more on there. If it comes out and it's overflowing the lips, that's my fault. What have I gone to do this again, Glad? Okay, I'm gonna talk to you about buttercream in a moment. Right, we'll reduce the heat to 150, and with the water underneath, that is likely to go down to. And there you go. Now Can I set a timer? Let's see, it's 36. We're going all the way to 56. Okay, now let's talk the buttercream, because I promised to tell you all about that buttercream. Right, if you're wondering what buttercream this is the American buttercream, the smoothest buttercream. I think if you're new here and you go on the homepage, long form, there is the smoothest buttercream. Is it the smoothest buttercream on the internet or something? It's simply American buttercream, but the method of making it changes slightly. It combines the sugar with hot water, which is then poured into whipped batter, and then there is cream. The amounts of ingredients vary slightly. In the original recipe, there's 900 grams of batter, I think. Is it 900? Yeah, 900 grams of butter, and there's about 490, so half of the sugar, I think, and then about 70 or 50 mils of cream and 140 mils of water. Those are the quantities of ingredients in the original recipe. Whatever the recipe quantities are, remember, recipes are derived through the use of ratio and proportions. So the proportion of sugar has to match the butter for the results that you are looking for. So when I made the original recipe, it was smooth, it was nice, it did promise the smoothness. It was the buttery mouthfeel that I wasn't really sure about, because it tended out super buttery. And if the quantities I have just spoken about is true, with 900 grams of butter and half the amount in sugar, which is about 490, then naturally it would make sense. Is it 490 or something? I could be wrong, don't quote me, but I have the video already up. Point is, the amount of butter was more, considerably more than the amount of icing sugar used. So when I made the original recipe, I thought it had some good markers going for it. If you watch the video, you will see my raw reaction over there, because I had never made American buttercream that way. The closest method of American buttercream I have come close to making is making American buttercream the traditional way, and then adding a touch of warm water or salt solution, warm salt solution. And that is by way trying to add salt to kind of balance out the sugar a little bit, whilst also employing the qualities of water here to stabilize the shelf life, instead of adding milk or cream. Because when you add milk or cream to adapt the consistency of buttercream, you are essentially also compromising the shelf life, because milk and cream will go off quickly, which will unsettle your buttercream in a shorter time frame, rather than if you just used water. So that's the difference between the use of water and the use of other ingredients like your dairy ingredients. Now, so that's the traditional way I've always done my buttercream. And like many of you would know, American buttercream is very sweet, it's gritty. I mean, it has all these downsides, but I've also equally spoken about its strengths, as in American buttercream is very adaptable, and if you know what you're doing, you can get the most out of it, compared to, say, Italian Milan buttercream, that is supposed to be the bee's knees of buttercream, and yet when the sun goes up, every buttercream bows down, right? And so that's the same for American buttercream, if you like. So for most beginners, because of the overwhelming process of trying to go through seeking a stable buttercream and doing all these things, my biggest recommendation for a beginner is stick with American buttercream, but learn it, because you can adapt the quantities and ratios and all of that. Enough said about that. Now, I chanced onto this way of making American buttercream randomly. You see, I make all of these things, but I don't know everything, you see. So I chanced onto it, and this lady, the quantity of sugar, she mixed it with warm water, let it cool, and then she whipped the butter. She poured the sugar solution or sugar syrup into the butter. It whipped up. Then she added a touch of cream, and essentially that was it. So when I tried it, it was super smooth, but it was a buttery mouthfeel. So I thought, how can I change this slightly? So by just a stroke of faith or just experimenting. I tried it for a customer cupcakes that was so last minute. I had no option but just to maximize my time. Most importantly, let me just add here, it is so easy to make too in terms of timing. Imagine you don't even have to worry about sifting the sugar anymore, because when water goes into the sugar, it dissolves anyway. So above all else, it is super efficient to make and time saving too. So anyway, I got to making it and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use my quantities of ingredients, which is I normally use, even when I'm making American buttercream the traditional way, I use 500 grams of butter to 350 grams of sugar. So I've already spoken to you about the 1-to-1 ratio already, and sometimes I do the 1 to 1.5 and all of that. But one of the most like consistent ratios I use is 350 grams of sugar to 500 grams of butter. I kind of feel like it's kind of very stable there. It's not super buttery, but it doesn't edge out to the too sweet and very gritty mouthfeel. Anyway, so I thought, let me just employ the same quantity but do it this lady's way. So I used 350 grams of sugar, employed about 40 mils of water, as in water. But the water is kind of adaptable here, which is interesting. So I raised the water to, I think, about 70 mils to mix with the sugar, got it down. And what I did was, after mixing it, I realized that the mouthfeel wasn't super buttery. So what I did was I then topped up the sugar with the extra 150 that is left, because with 500 grams of butter and 300 grams of sugar, there is a deficiency of 150 grams of sugar left to match the butter, so you have a full 1-to-1 ratio. And you know what? That kind of hit the spot for me. For some reason, even though it was 1-to-1, the sugar wasn't overly sweet. The gritty mouthfeel we associate with American buttercream completely gone, but it was still a little bit heavy. So you know what I did? I poured a whole tub of fresh cream. I'm talking not double cream, fresh cream. I got a whole tub. It weighs about 300 mils, and I poured it in slowly. Game changer. Because then the buttercream yielded so light, it will increase in volume because of the cream, and it came out so light with such a smooth and soft mouthfeel, but super creamy. It kind of balances the butter out in a way where you know this is buttercream, but it also doesn't sit heavy like butter does. And that was when I thought, we've got this covered. My next batch of my next batch that I used it for was the cupcakes. I filmed it as a vlog, but it's sitting in my storage somewhere. Like that was 2 weeks ago. It covers cupcakes really great. It was so smooth. I was very surprised. Having said everything I told you, be careful, because with the amount of cream I have in there, this buttercream won't be stable for you. Okay, it won't. So please, 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 whilst I tell you how great and good tasting it is, it will be great for filling cakes. It will probably go as far as cover a cake slightly. It will be great for topping your cupcakes, but it will not sustain in warmer temperatures. That's it. That said, another way I tried to stabilize it was after adding the cream, it changes quickly to, say, chocolate buttercream, and I tried it as white chocolate buttercream. Game changer. I think I'm going to have to come back and make the different variations, and then you will see. But all I'm saying is that American buttercream is good. Go try it. That's all. Let's get in. Dolly was asking if, I remember Dolly asking if it is good for piping buttercream flowers. For what I have just told you about, it won't be good because it won't hold. But if I were to use it for buttercream flowers, what I will do is I will not use the 300 mils of cream. I will probably stick to the original recipe, and what I'll do is I will add white chocolate, like as in melt white chocolate and add it, because then white chocolate, when it sits in the buttercream at room temperature, is more stable, if you like. So I would just add white chocolate, but don't go, you can go and experiment that for the texture, but this is something I am just assuming for you, because I've tried the white chocolate and I can see how stable it is. It's amazingly stable. So that is just a thought to consider. But in its original form, probably not advisable for buttercream flowers, Dolly. And that's your answer over there. Whilst we're at it, I need to start organizing for the chocolate cupcake. So I'm going to try and see, whilst this is baking, we can make the chocolate base. I don't know if we will be able to do all of that, but it will be lovely too. American buttercream. I think if you keep probably it's best to stick to the original recipe of American buttercream for the cupcake bouquets, because you need the buttercream to be firm and stable for the bouquets, isn't it? So yeah, I wouldn't know for sure, but in its original form, as in the, not the traditional method, I'm talking about the variation. Not good if you want to use it for okay, what are we doing? We're trying to get organized, the base for the chocolate. Okay. Remember, the chocolate base is not almost always the same. Okay. Right, we need 250 mils of water. No, 275, is it? Mm-hmm. We have 200 here. Now we need coffee. Coffee's gone in. Yep, there you go. Okay. I need it. If you see me looking. Okay, there you go. Okay, let's do 275. Okay, there you go. Next, two hundred and 400 grams of sugar. 400 grams of sugar. Okay. And then we need 200 grams of brown sugar, glad. 200 grams of brown sugar. A total of 600 grams of sugar here. Okay, 600 grams of sugar total here. And then we need oil. Sunflower oil, we need 250 mils. Go for 200. And then 1/7 375. So we have 175, which will make it 375. See? Okay. Okay. That's butter. I'm employing both butter and oil for texture and moisture. Okay, the oil is going to bring me incredible moisture to the cake, and butter will give me flavor and settle it without the cupcake becoming too soft. So that's what I've done here. We need some vanilla with love. Okay, and then we want some dark chocolate. That I will get when I settle this too. Okay, there you go. I'm just gonna go get some dark chocolate. Everyone's food shop. Are we talking about the cost of living crisis that is really gathering all of us together? If there is anything all of us can agree on, the money is tight, okay? Whether you're blue, you're green, you're red on the political spectrum, one thing we can all agree is the money. The money is not moneying, okay? It's not looking like we are making a difference anytime soon in our pockets, okay? 150 pounds on food is pretty low, like in terms of, like, you are literally, I think even I think 150 pounds without sundries is still very low, especially for a family. So the basic family is a family of 3, where you have man, wife, or man, woman, child. And if you are spending £150, that is really low. You are technically, you're deemed poor. I mean, poor doesn't mean you don't have the means, as in, like, you're talking economics poor, as in, if say somebody who was like an expert who was dealing with money came and looked at your budgeting plan and you allocated 150 to your money, that would technically be deemed as poor. But poor is very subjective, because if for £150 you're able to also, like, you have time and you're able to cook your own food and you live healthily and you are making smart money decisions, who is to tell you that money is poor? It's neither here nor there. But you know, the money is tight when you look at Aldi bill and it's hitting. The shopping that I used to do for, say, £40, it has doubled, okay? And it's Aldi. We are suffering. See? Dawn pays £3 for 500 grams of ground beef. Dawn, do you get it from the butchers? Because you also have to, if you want to see how bad things are, look at the businesses that are closing around you. Businesses that you think were thriving cannot hold up, my darlings. Tabitha, did you say we were all going to be team surviving on cakes? I don't think so. I think we're going to be fat with sugar weight, okay? Cake and milk will keep you looking like you're rich. Okay? So don't listen to Tabitha. Tabitha. Wait. Stop selling us fake dreams, okay? Because we're gonna be looking like we're rich. Meanwhile, our visceral fat and the sugar levels would have shot up. Okay, supermarket delivery, not bad. Okay, the base of the chocolate cake is done. Ooh, that looks yum. Look at that chocolate cake sauce. That's the base. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna use it for gluten-free chocolate cupcakes, and then I'm going to half of the quantity is going to be used for gluten-free chocolate cupcakes, and then the other half is going to make one layer of 7-inch cake. And the one layer is going to top up another chocolate cake, and then I will make it into a cake that will be sliced. So that's the goal. So at least the school will have a chocolate cake, but then they have gluten-free cupcakes and vanilla cupcakes. That's my plan to kind of to get everybody to have a bit of cake. So there you have it. So the sauce, the chocolate base is done. Shall we go and have a look at our cupcakes? 3, 2, 1. Okay. Ooh, okay. Not bad. Remember when I went topping up the cupcakes and I was like, why am I even doing this? Look at how nice they've come, but they nearly came off the... Okay, these ones have risen even better. Look, I told you. Look, they're so white and lovely. I'm gonna just leave them in for... No, Glad, don't do that. Don't leave them in, because I was just going to say I'm going to leave them in to crisp up a little bit, but that's no good for anyone. So there you have it. Same tips, same tricks. Great cupcakes. Let's go get a tray and remove them so they don't keep cooking. There you go. Ooh. Okay. Oh, okay. They're very delicate. I don't even know if I have cupcake boxes, you know. Look, it's so pillowy, it's soft. This is my taste of processed sugar till I grow. I've told you. I love me a cake, but after recent health scares, me and cake are just about to fall out, okay? So that's all I'm eating. Because the tutorial is not complete if you don't eat the cake. I mean, why would you? There you go. So just like that, my mental confusion is over. And we have 24 cupcakes for donation. Amazing. And then did I say 24? No, there's 23. There's 23 now with extra butter here. And look at how pillowy that cupcake is. It's gone. Can I tell you something honestly? These cupcakes are so good. I used to be able to eat 6 at a sitting. Don't judge me. Because this is how I like my cupcake, you know, as a baker. I actually like a plain Jane type of cake, very plain. But there's something about the texture and how it feels for me that I love. And I just used to when I had them corporate orders, for every batch that came out, I'll be scoffing my face in it because by the time I would come to bake, maybe sometimes I hadn't eaten properly and I'm hungry. So when you start scoffing the sugar and it hits the spot and you feel now the sugar is like dinner and you are over there, I don't do that anymore, okay? I try not to do that anymore because it's not good for you. It's not. Treat yourself to cake now and again. But don't make it your whole meal, morning, afternoon, evening. Your body won't thank you for it. That's it. Those cupcakes are so good. Now let me drink water. I think what I need is a cup of tea. But for all the mess that is around me right now as I speak to you, if I grab myself a seat and make myself tea, it's game over. Okay? So we are not about to do that. So I'm just going to drink water and mind my business. The business that I love. Okay? the business doesn't pay the bills. That I'll tell you. This business right here doesn't, not yet. Meghan Markle's what do you call it? Mantra. Not yet. Okay? It doesn't pay the bills yet. Tabitha said, nope, it's a water day. We can have tea. Yeah, we can have tea this weekend. Tabitha, you know what? And then I was thinking you were my enabler. I think you're the sister I really need. We'll have tea this weekend when we can sit down. I know I will be back because I have a cake going out on Monday. And normally I don't have cakes going out on a week there. And I have a cake going out on Monday. And next week is half term. So I'm trying to kind of make up for it with you so that you don't lose me, as in you don't lose me and I don't fall off, because when half term comes around it's hard for me to be here. So I'm just trying to see how I can fit in some surplus content for you. So I'm just trying to give you a bit more this week so that if next week I kind of disappear, you're not found wanting. But I will make room for additional content in some way for you, so that you can catch up whilst I am busy enjoying half time with the boy. Can't do it all. Sometimes I wonder, why don't these people tell us the truth about how they manage life and their successes? Because no matter how hard I've tried, I can't do both. I can't. I can't. Probably, I don't think it's a weakness, but it's a realization of knowing that I cannot switch off if I have things to do, right? I love my son to bits. The fact that we have to justify it as women all the time because we are choosing other things in the moment is kind of wild, but you get what I mean. I love my son. But when I have something like the cake has to go out, it is stressful in my brain. And he's going, Mama, I can't be present. I would rather just get the cake out of the way, okay? And then my brain feels like, and then I'm going to be a mom. I can't do both. It just doesn't work for me. Sometimes you have to find a middle ground a little bit. And the middle ground is, in the past, he's like, his playtime, and he's very independent. So his independent playtime, he sits, he's doing his thing. And then I'm here. And then when he finishes, that's when you've heard him in the background. But because right now, thinking about all of these things, if he came and he wanted me to play with him, my brain cannot, like, I may end up doing the activity that I'm supposed to do with him, but I will not enjoy it because my brain is kind of thinking, the kitchen is busy, the kitchen is messy, the kitchen is messy, the kitchen, and it's like somebody is like literally in my ear going, the kitchen is cleaning, the kitchen is cleaning. I just cannot relax. Is it just me? Oh, like my ear, don't know what. Yeah, our people here get breaks every couple of months. I think for every what it was only Easter break not too long ago, and now we're going on half term. And then after the half term break, you know what? There's 7 weeks, and then the summer break for 6 weeks. Can you imagine? That's what every working parent dreads. Look, I look shiny. I look like a mirror, don't I? Like, don't worry about me. I'm okay. It's just been a busy day, and it's warm in the kitchen, and the weather is out, and it's warm. Whilst we're talking about that, let me just line this tin. Okay, I was just checking that to see. Lollipop says, should see the state of me. Lollipop, you worry too much. Whatever state you're in, you're alive, you are well, that's all. You'll be fine. Unless you are in a deathly state, as in you are literally hanging on for dear life, it can't be that bad. Lollipop. So we don't care what state you're in. You're alive, you are well, and you're here. Okay? I have a ringing in my ear. Where's that come from? Let's line this, because that's what's going to make the single chocolate. This ringing in my ear is doing my head in. Too late to ask though, how is everybody, right? Sincere question, how is everybody? Dawn, Star Peter, Denai, Lollipop. Just imagine if we met each other at the bus stop. I don't know why I keep referring to the bus stop, okay? Think of us just as we are as friends, and we said, how are you? How is everybody, right? Oh dear. Welcome to my world. Dawn, if this is what it feels like having, is it what? Is it teeny? I can't say it. Whatever, I can't say it. It's not, I can't say it. I have to look it up, but I know, yeah, they're ringing in the ear. Oh my God. How do you, if this is what that feels like, Dawn, hugs to you, okay? Because this small thing that I feel here, it feels like air has entered my ear, and then suddenly it's like all I can hear is a little ping in my ear. And if this is what the ringing in your ear feels like every day, I am so sorry, darling. Okay? Lollipop says, I am doing good, thanks Gladys. I won £15 on the postcode lottery, and I've been cleaning and relaxing. Whatever state you're in, you see, you won the lottery, you were cleaning, you are relaxing. What was the fuss about the state you're in for? Clearly, you are in a functioning state. Okay? A functioning. And not just basic functioning. The ability to wake up and clean, girl. Have yourself a cup of tea and do a little jump over there with your £15. Okay? Congratulations on your win. Good for you. How is everybody else? Me, I am great. Today, I feel amazing. I do feel amazing today. I guess I live in a state of knowing that I am extremely privileged. Not in the way you may assume privilege to be. When you wake up and your child is fine and you have your health, that's privilege, okay? The last couple of days or weeks that I wasn't feeling great, it was such a scary moment, especially as a parent. When you're a parent, right? And you would know, all of you have children, you think about your health differently, because you think if you don't look after your health and something happens, how are you going to cope? Because mothers never get a break. I'd say parents. Parents never get a break. Like, you have to get up and go, and especially if you're doing this by yourself. 7 o'clock, you still have to get up and get the school run. And you still have to go back and do the school pickup. How are you even going to be sick in peace? So after the bloods came back, even with the moderate whatever they were over there talking about, I am incredibly grateful that it was not as bad as I thought, because I was actually catastrophizing in my head. I thought, what's wrong with me? My bones hurt, my knees hurt, you know. So I am I feel really great today. I do. How is everybody else? Tapita and Dawn. What's happened to my ear? This ear is annoying me. Okay, now we've lined the tin. Oh, the cupcakes have set. We need sour cream to add to this. Tapita said, my kid has a 4-day weekend. This weekend summer break starts in 3 weeks. Has a 4-day. A 4-day weekend. So does it mean it's Fridays? Is it Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Or Friday, Saturday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday? What does a 4-day weekend mean? Okay, it's Memorial Day. Oh, okay. We say a long weekend, isn't it? When we have the bank holiday Monday. So if you have a Friday off and then you end up with a bank holiday, it's a long weekend. So a 4-day weekend. Ooh, that's good. At least she gets rest. And then there is your summer break starts in 3 weeks. Ooh, how long is the summer break? How long do they break from school for? Okay, this is a tip. Okay, let's see. Let me get kitchen tissue. Bear with me. She says I should Dawn is giving me a tip. I've spilled coffee here. Dawn, look, I'm in your face, sorry. Dawn is giving me a tip here. Dawn says to hold my nose and blow so I can try to pop my air. Okay, let's see. How did I not know this? It feels so weird. I mean, we blow our noses when you catch a cold or something, but the ringing is still there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. My ear has popped, but the ringing is still there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, my ear has popped, but the ringing is still, it's this one. Hopefully it will settle. Yeah, it's so random. It has happened occasionally and then it's gone on its own. But right now, it just feels like my ear has popped. It feels, when you blow your nose, it feels like your head is filled with warmth, and then suddenly it deflates. But the ringing is still there. Don't say stop, burst your eardrum. Clearly, I fancy trying that. Okay, thank you. Don't burst your ear. Oh God, this ringing is annoying. Yeah, my ear has popped. It's kind of feels so, it's like, oh, but yeah, the ringing is over there. Oh, so Tabitha, the break is from June all the way to September. So you have June 10, so mid-June all the way to September. That's great. Lollipop, when does our start, the school break? Because we start, is it end of June? And it goes through all July to mid-September, correct? Okay, so July all the way to September 5th, September 5th, September. 17th of June, 17th July, that's mid-July. So that doesn't give you full 6 weeks, does it? It gives you about 4. Most have 6 weeks. Anyway, if you're joining us, we're just talking school breaks. This ringing in my ear is doing my head in, people. This ringing in my ear is doing my head in. Okay. It's doing my head in because it's there. It came from nowhere, and it's not something that I've had to notice this much, but it's really doing my head in. But people, I told you we needed to make the cupcakes. We've done it. I came to tell you about the buttercream that you should go and try. We made the sauce. So let me go so that I can tidy up. Keep an eye on the community post. Yes, I didn't post up today simply because the day was just busy with other things. So I knew I was going to be here because I had told you I will. But keep an eye for what the weekend is looking like, whether I am likely to show up on Saturday or tomorrow otherwise. But you guys have a lovely one and I'll see you soon. Mwah.